Because now after 30 years, the mantra, like 30 years of chanting Rudram, the mantra is already inside. But now bringing it out in a different context of going into it, that is where the sadhana is. Hmm, that is what is sadhana. Hmm. Om. 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 गणानान्त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्र्यवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ स्तुहे श्रुतम् श्रुतं गर्तसदम् गर्तसदं युवानम् गर्तसदमिति गर्त सदम् युवानं मृगं मृगन्न न भीमं भीममुपहत्नुम् उपहत्नुमुग्रम् उग्रमित्युग्रम् मृडाचरित्रे चरित्रे रुद्र रुद्रस्तवानः स्तवानो अन्यम् अन्यन्ते ते अस्मत् अस्मन्नि निवपन्तु वपन्तु सेना आह सेना इति सेना आह हृदाकाशे सदा भान्तं शान्तमानन्दरूपिणं ज्ञानभानुमहं वन्दे Sadgurum Satyasayinam, offering our collective love and pranams at the divine lotus feet of Bhagavan Sri 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 Satya Sai Baba. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hari Om, Shalom, Sai Ram, Namaste. The experience of Sri Rudram through this 10th Anuvakam and this 10th Anuvakam expounding upon the principle of love, love as it has so far manifested in the first mantra as love, as expansion, second mantra, the second ruk, love as a healing, and the third mantra as love as sacrifice, the fourth mantra as love in action, the fifth and sixth ruks as love in understanding, the seventh mantra, love as in feeling, eighth mantra, love as the indweller. Hmm. So the core of all of this is love. And this love expands itself because what we concluded with the ninth mantra, The ninth Anuvakam, concluded with the ninth Anuvakam as Devanam Hridayebhyaha. For all those illumines one, it is expressed in the Hridaya, and that Hridaya is Bruhat Daya, and that Bruhat Daya means infinite compassion, and one word for that infinite abundant compassion is love. And therefore, the end of all the wisdom, as Bhagavan says, is love. And now, what happens after you have now, what happens when you connected with that love is that love will begin to move the center. Right now, the center of your awareness is your body. The center of your awareness is your body from tip to toe. That is where you are centered. You ask, where are you? You will only say, I am here, and pointing out that I am here as in yourself, in the heart. But then that center, I am here, starts moving elsewhere. First, it has to move from this center, and then where do you place that center? Where is the center of myself? This is sadhana. This is the practice. Huh? He's asking, what is the practice? How do I practice? How do I practice? Have you taken all what you are in your speech, in your thoughts, in your actions, in your habits, and in your perception of yourself? You write down everything that you have every day, what is going on, from the time you get up in the morning till you sleep. Ask the question, how many thoughts are not about this body center and this mind center? How many thoughts are not about this body center? How many actions are not about this body center? How many feelings are not about this body center? Arey bhai, you go to the work in the morning at 8 o'clock till 5 o'clock, you are working for that body only. But nowadays, you don't stop work like that. It will continue. So, what percentage of time is not about that body? And then what belongs to that body? So, where is love? All your life is live. All the life is live. Live, which is all about this self centered I. Now, what this Anuvaka, the 10th Anuvaka, is really bringing forth is both as a prayer, as in an intention in awareness, to move the center from what you think you are and what belongs to you to elsewhere. And hence, what happens is naturally you will notice that when your thoughts, your actions, your behavior, your habits, everything, a small percentage of it in a day. And if you actually uh, completely summarize all those, they will come as three: your time, your energy, and the money you earn. 100%, 100% you hold on to that money. You cannot even open the heart and even show that love. 100%, it's all about accumulating that only. 100%. And there are other things as you grow beyond money, then you want a power and you get intoxicated by that power. Now, what I am talking about, what this Anuvaka is really pointing out is how do you systematically eliminate all those tendencies so that you may not become a saint or a seer or nothing like that. Movement of your self centeredness as the self in this little I, movement of that self centeredness a little away in dedicating some time, dedicating some energy, dedicating some what you earn for your livelihood, not simply putting that in the bloody bank. And when you die, you don't have any clue what will happen to that money. At least have control over it while you are alive and do something useful with it. At least when you have energy in the body, stop working for this individual self and start doing something more inspiring and motivating for yourself. Ho gaya. In this country, they will let you run your energy. There is no retirement. So 65, 75, what happens this fellow? All the life is so grounded with this self-centeredness. And the moment that retirement comes, I am telling you, 100%, 90% of the people feel lonely. Lonely. They feel really lonely. Why they get that loneliness? They get that loneliness because a majority of your life is all about self-centeredness. Self-centered people, when they are taken away from the activity of that self-centeredness, they go into loneliness after retirement. Let that not happen. Give up this stuff and start doing things that will give you that incredible energy and love, not for yourself. Do something when you have energy and time, and that you can give your energy in the body, both your hands, your head, and the heart. The hands in action, the head in thoughts, and time. Time is thoughts. And then the last, your heart in love, where the heart is more, not, it's a very closed heart when it comes to money. So open, that means giving away that. Money is heart. I'm telling you, the heart of everybody is money. Huh? Time is head, energy is hands. Understood this? Very clear. When you say, when you take time, time is thoughts, which is head. Hands is action, which is energy. Head is money, because it's always closed. When it's come to giving money, it's very much closed. Arey, how come, sir, you are just talking like that? Money is the heart. How can you? Huh? Jindagi bhar, the jindagi bhar, entire life, it is all about that only. What you're talking? Simple. How do you practice it? This is how you practice it. Open your heart, engage your head, get into action. And when you start doing it for others, not for your own living, then slowly your center is moving from living to loving. And that expansion is what this Anuvakam is about. You begin to expand, and when you begin to expand, you will try to heal yourself. First you have to heal yourself from all this stuff, and that healing is what you do as Sandhya Vandanam every day morning. That is the healing. Huh? मन्युकृतेभ्यः पापेभ्यो रक्षन्तां यद्रात्र्यात् पापम् अकार्षम् मनसा वाचा हस्ताभ्यां पद्भ्याम् उदरेण शिश्न रात्रिस्तदवलुम्पतु यत्किञ्च What is all this? You are healing yourself. Array, all the stuff that I have been doing all the night, all the day, all the evening, all the evening, all this stuff that I am doing only for what? For my own individual self, with my hands, with my feet, with my organs of excretion, for my stomach, with my thoughts. Then you start beginning to worry, how can I shift a few percentage of them away from this self-centeredness? And that is this Rudram 10th Anuvakam. And moving away from self-centeredness so that you don't become lonely. It's what an incredible experience. You have to experience this to know. How do you know when you are not lonely? Because you go any part of the world and you will find this Sai's love and you are instantly connected with it. You know you are not alone. And in fact, what will happen is people, last night, one of the major industrialists from India, he called me saying, I heard that there is some yajna happening in Ujjain. How can I help? I have no idea who he is. How did you get my number? So and so gave. How does that happen? Because your center has moved. And when that center has moved, the universe becomes part of you. You are not alone. The whole universe is with you. And for this, you don't require any of all the gimmicks and all of that stuff. You don't have to attract anybody or repel anybody, all of that stuff. It happens through pure love. That love is expansion. That love is healing. That love is sacrifice. That love in action. That love in understanding. That love in feeling. And that love is none other than your own indweller, your Dehi. And then what happens with that love? That love now gives and forgives, gives, and forgives. It doesn't do anything related to getting, and forgetting. That is the entire life. Manujudai putti, manujuni sevinchi, anudinamunu duhkamandanela. Annamaya says so beautifully. Juttedu కూటికై చొరనిజోట్లు జొచ్చి పట్టెడు కూటికై బతిమాలి జుట్టెడు కడుపుకై చొరని చోట్లు జొచ్చి పట్టెడు కూటికై బతిమాలి పుట్టిన చోటికే పొరలి మరలు వెట్టి అందరాని లంపము అందలేరముగాన మనుజుడై పుట్టి మనుజుని సేవించి అనుదినమును దుఃఖమందనేలా. What is very in essence what he says is you are born as a human and your entire life is living like always worshipping somebody, whether it is boss at work or wife at home or otherwise, and all this life you are doing nothing other than that. Life is wife and outside it is boss, inside there is boss. You are a servant in the context of a slave. Servant is a better word than slave. So then, this love, giving and forgiving is the essence of the next rook that we are going to get, which are all anxiously waiting to get to that point. What is that ninth rook? Hmm? Ninth rook is Parinaha Rudrasya Hetihi Vrunaktu Pari Tveshasya Durmatihi Aghayoh Ava Sthira Maghavadbhyaha Tanushva Midvaha Tokaya Tanayaya Mrudaya. Okay, Vade Chabra Idi Mantran.
ओ ॐ परिणो रुद्रस्य हेतिर्वृणक्तु परित्वेषस्य दुर्मतिरघायोः अवस्थिरामघवद्भ्यस्तनुष्व मीढ्वस्तोकायतनयाय मृडया
కొంచెం ఎనర్జీతో చదువు.
ओ
చెప్పు.
ॐ परिणो रुद्रस्य हेतिर्वृणक्तु परित्वेषस्य दुर्मतिरघायोः अवस्थिरामघवद्भ्यस्तनुष्वमीढ्वस्तोकाय तनयाय मृडया
వెరీ గుడ్. परिणो रुद्रस्य हेतिर्वृणक्तु परित्वेषस्य दुर्मतिरघायो ओहम् अवस्थिरा मघवद्भ्यस्तनुष्व मीढ्वस्तोकाय तनयाय Mrudaya. What are the words within? Sarama, please show the words. Pariti Naha, that is Parinaha. Rudrasya, sorry, Parinaha, Parinaha has actually two words in it. Parinaha, Pariti is a Pariti, Naha, Parinaha. Like when you say Prano Devi, there is a Pranaha. There is a Rudrasya, Hetihi, Vrunaktu, Pariti, Tveshasya, Durmati Riti Duhu, Matihi, Aghayoh iti, Aghayoh Aveti, Sthira, Maghavaddhyaha iti Maghavat Bhyaha Tanushva Midhvaha Tokaya Tanayaya Mrudaya. Okay, let's now do the Kramapatham and then we'll look at the meaning of it. Mm, Om Parinaham no Rudrasya Hetihim.
Om.
Go ahead.
Listen. Om Parinaha no Rudrasya Rudrasya Hetihi. Om Parinaha no Rudrasya Rudrasya Hetihi.
Hetirvrunaktu Vrunaktu Pari
Om Hetirvrinaktu Vrinaktu Pari Hetirvrinaktu Vrinaktu Pari
Paritveshasya Tveshasya Durmatihi.
Om Paritveshasya Tveshasya Durmatihi Paritveshasya Tveshasya Durmatihi.
Durmatiraghayoh Durmatiriti Duh Matihim.
Om Durmatiraghayoh Durmatiriti Duhu Matihi.
Agha,
Om
oh sorry, yeah, one more time.
Durmatiraghayoh Durmatiriti Duhu Matihi.
Aghayorityaghah Yoh
Om Agharitya. Sorry. Om Aghayorityaga Yoho Aghayorityaga Yoho
Avasthira Sthira Maghavadbhyakha Maghavadbhyastanush Maghavadbhyastanushva.
Is it Magavad? Yes or
No,
Magavad?
it has to
Yeah.
be yes because it's a mistake there. Maghavadbhyaha plus Tanushva becomes Maghavadbhyastanushva. So you have to
That.
make a edit there. Yeah.
Om
स्थिर ॐ अवस्थिरा स्थिरा मघवद्भ्यः मघवद्भ्यस्तनुष्वा नुष्वाम्
ॐ अवस्थिरा स्थिरा मघवद्भ्यः
मघ
मघ यस्
Hmm.
ॐ अवस्थिरा स्थिरा मघवद्भ्यः मघवद्भ्यः sorry
Hmm.
मघवद्भ्यस्तनुष्व ॐ अवस्थिरा स्थिरा मघवद्भ्यः मघवद्भ्यस्तनुष्व
No, Tanushva, no swaram. Maghavadbhyastanushvam.
मघवद्भ्यस्तनुष्व
Hmm. Maghavadbhya iti maghavat bhyaham
ॐ
tanushvamidvaham.
ॐ मघवद्भ्य इति मघवत् भ्यः
Na bhyaha.
तनु
Bhyaha. Not bhyaha. Bhya.
भ्यः
Bhyaha. मघवद्भ्य इति मघवद्भ्यः तनुष्वमीढ्वः
ॐ मघवद्भ्य इति मघवत् भ्यः तनुष्वमीढ्वः
गुड
ॐ मघवद्भ्य इति मघवत् भ्यः तनुष्वमीढ्वः
मीढ्वस्तोकाय तोकायतनयाय तन्तनयाय मृडय मृडयेति मृडया
ॐ मीढ्वस्तो sorry मीढ्वस्तोकाय तोकायतनयाय तनयाय मृडय मृडयेति मृडय ॐ मीढ्वस्तोकाय तोकायतनयाय तनयाय मृडय मृडयेति मृडय
Okay, let's chant the whole mantra as the Krama Patha. Om Parinaham no Rudrasya Rudrasya Hetihi Hetirvranaktu Vranaktu Paritveshasya Tveshasya Durmatihi दुर्मतिरघायोः दुर्मतिरिति दुः मतिः अघायोरित्यघयोः अवस्थिरा स्थिरा मघवद्भ्यः मघवद्भ्यस्तनुष्वा मघवद् भ्य इति मघवत् भ्यः तनुष्वमीढ्वः मीढ्वस्तोकाय तोकायतनयाय तनयाय मृडया मृडयेति मृडया Sita, what's the question mark?
I was wondering when you split akhayorithyakha, the akha and yoh is akha dirgham is what I was wondering.
By point out, where is that? Agha.
Um,
Aghayorithyagha. That's the way it is chanted. Where is the dirghamma?
Agha.
Aghayorithyagha yoha. Yeah. So there is no dirgham there. That gha is hrasvam only. Aghayorithyagha
So Agha
iti.
plus Yoh. Dirgham.
Okay. Yeah. So that's a good question. Agha, agha, is it the rule there is agha, that ha becomes yoh, agha yoh. So ag, the question she's asking is, if it is aghayor, why is agha hrasvam, the short syllable, instead of the gha should be a long syllable, because it should be agha ayoh, then becomes aghayoh. That's the question, right, ma? Did I get your
Yeah.
question?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Yeah. So in this case, the why the agha, the yoh, why there is an in increase in the why there is a long syllable for when you are chanting the Samhita Pata, I don't know, but it is the what is written here is correct.
Okay.
Okay, that's good question. Very good question. I'm glad you guys are now paying attention to all the sandhis, the conjunctions to understand the words. It's incredible. Incredible concentration is required to notice that. So technically, aghayorithyagha yoh, then it becomes aghayori. So durmatiraghayoh, aghayoh. It should be ayoh. No, what is written is correct. Let me look at durmati paristhira tam maghavadyah Meetvaha Aghayoh.
Is it because of the word it is agaha?
It is not. What is the second line? Where is it starting? Savastira Midvam Midvastoka Makavas. So Durmatiraghayoh. Avasthira Makavad. So Avasthira is that's the end of line, right? End of line is Aghayorithyagha Yoh. So Aghayoh is actually one word, ma. Sairam. Now I got the answer to your question. That's end of padam, right? You see the danda there. So because it is end of the line, even though aghayoh is one word, they're splitting it into agha yoh, just to indicate that it is the end of the line. Okay. So aghayoh is not combination of two words. It's not a dvipada. It is a single word only. Because it is end of the line, it is split as agha yoh. That is the answer. Okay, thank you. I had to think about it. Why got split? Thank you for making me come back to my presence from La La Land. Okay, what is this mantra really talking about? So when you look at the words, let's look at the words again. Parinaha Rudrasya. Rudrasya Hetihi. Rudrasya Hetihi. May the weapon of this Rudra, Heti means a weapon, Parivrunaktu. Parinaha. Pari. Parivrunaktu. Where is Vrunaktu? After the Hetihi, there is Vrunaktu. So the way you read this is Rudrasya Hetihi Parivrunaktu. May the weapon of the Rudra select our naha parivrinaktu. May it go around us. May his burning anger paritveshasya. Pari is a beautiful word. Pariprashna, paritranaya. These words, when the word pari comes, there is a beautiful explanation. Pariprashnena sevaya. So that pari has an additional component to understanding how it's an adjective that gives more inner meaning to that. Tveshasya, tveshasya means asya, tveh, that is tvesha, means that anger, paritveshasya, may that destroy, may that all pervading anger of the Rudra, I'm giving a literal meaning, destroy our evil intentions, durmati, durmati, and all our perversions, aghayoh, midvaha, the one who unconditionally gives, midvaha. O midvaha, the unconditional giver, tanushva, antai avatanushva, avatanushva, untie your bowstring, and be still, sthira, to those that surrender themselves to you with generous giving. Now you understand why I was giving all that preamble about opening the heart and giving. If you cannot, this is where I don't know how Swami does this. People in Sacramento know about this. None others should know about it. So, to those who surrender themselves with generous giving, Maghavad Bhyaha, he will ensure that all their children and entire progeny are happy forever. ఇది తెలిస్తే జీవితంలో ఇవ్వకుండా ఉండటం అంటూ ఉండదు. ఐఎమ్ టెలింగ్ ఇన్ తెలుగు. ఇఫ్ యు అండర్స్టాండ్ వాట్ దట్ ఈస్, you will not become a miser not to give. You will only give. And he only gives and forgives. Now you understand the preamble. If you have listened to the preamble, what is he talking about? Why is he talking about giving? Huh? What is the point of all of that? Give what? Give your head, your hands, and your heart. Give your head as in your time. Give because the time is in the head. I don't have time, they say. What stupidity is that? And it is stupid. It is a stupid sentence. For me, when somebody says I don't have time, it's a stupid sentence. Stupid sentence means it doesn't make any sense. Because time is not that you can give. You don't hold time. It's not like to open your wallet and say, let me give you some time. And then what is giving with your hands? And what is giving with your heart? If you can give generously, and generously means what? God is not asking, Arey, give everything that you have now, you become a pauper. In Islam, it is written in Quran that certain percentage of your salary should be given for charity to help others. And that's the reason why Mecca has $3.8 billion of revenue per day. Per day. Because it is written in Quran. They follow the letter. Here we only fratter. There is no concept of giving. And it is written in scriptures. Dana, giving, is what the human being is supposed to do. The one who doesn't give when you ask is a demon. The one who has to give if you ask is a human. The one who gives without even asking is a divine. This is the three words that Swami said in sentences in Telugu, which I will never forget. అడిగినా ఇవ్వనివాడు దానవుడు, అడిగితే ఇచ్చేవాడు మానవుడు, అడగకుండా ఇచ్చేవాడు దేవుడు. సో మఘవద్భ్యః తోకాయ తనయాయ మృడయ. Now you understand what this essence of this mantra is. Now you see the first line, Parinaha Rudrasya Hetihi Naha Parivrunaktu Pari Tveshasya Durmatihi Aghayoh Naha Durmatihi Aghayoh Paritveshasya. Now if you understand this, what is see, until the first step happens, the second step will not happen. Until you understand the first line, you won't understand the second line. Getting, forgetting is what needs to be destroyed first. Then only giving and forgiving will happen. So what needs to be destroyed, and why do you accumulate like a mouse, like a rat, mamakara, all these things? Because of your intentions and perversions that are misplaced. Your mind is not placed at the right place. It is completely self-centered. And that self-centeredness, as in all the time focusing on this body and what belongs to the body, has to be destroyed. But in the context of the destruction cannot be total, because there is this supreme self that is within you, the light. That light cannot be put off. That light has to shine. Therefore, what parivrunaktu means, let it go around me and destroy everything that is in the periphery of myself. Now you understand why that pari is used. Let me stop sharing. You understand? This core has to be preserved. What has to be destroyed is the periphery. And what is this periphery about? This periphery is about all yourself and all the worldly stuff. And what you do to accumulate like a rat pack and walk around that you are the greatest person that accomplished. If I have this many millions of dollars, I am an accomplished person. You are the least accomplished person if you only accumulate. And that is the problem. The person who gives is the richest person. The person who takes is the poorest person. Just go check it out. It's only when you are poor you are taking. When you are rich, you give. Understand that giving is the grace of God. Without the grace of God, you cannot give. I am not talking anything, not to uh, intimidate anyone, anything like that. That intimidation comes to you if you have a lower mind. The lower mind gets intimidated. The normal mind gets inspired. The higher mind takes it as a challenge and says, yes, this is true. This is the supreme truth. So therefore you are praying to this God, destroy everything that is associated with my evil intentions and my perversions. But please, God, don't destroy my core. He cannot destroy your core because your core is Himself. Okay. Your core and His core are one and the same. You are one and the same as the Atma principle. Therefore, He will preserve that Atmic principle within. And then what happens? He protects automatically. This today's Gita Vahini study circle is all about that. Now, this is beautiful. Today's Gita Vahini study circle is Ananyas Chintayanto Ma Ye Janav Paryupasate Teshan Nityabhyuktana Yogakshemam Vahamyam. That was the last week's study circle, and this week's study circle is also exactly that. Ananyas Chintayanto Ma Ye Janav Paryupasate Teshan Nityabhyuktana Yogakshemam Vahamyam. Swami gives a beautiful story about that. That a pandit was talking about this in the kingdom, in front of a king, and the king asked the question, "Did you understand the meaning of this?" The pandit. And the pandit said, "What do you mean? I am a pandit. I understand everything because I am giving pravachanam. Day in and day out, I do pravachanams." Oh, the king said, "No, no, you didn't understand." And he was offended. "What are you talking about? I didn't understand. I understand." Then he started explaining every single letter and word in Ananyas Chintayam Stromam Shloka. The king still was not impressed. "I'm sorry, Pandit Ji, you didn't understand this shloka." Then he got dejected and he went home. And he didn't eat lunch that day. Very angry because his ahankara has been hit. Somebody says you are ignorant, your ahankara is hit. And then when he goes and his wife is asking, "Oh, why you are looking so angry?" Then he said, "The king told me that I didn't understand this shloka. What does he mean? I have given lectures on YouTube and I have written books and published them on my name. Put my name on what belongs to God. And then sell the books, sell the CDs to raise money for my ashram. What is all this humbug? Nothing belongs to you to begin with. Is this knowledge yours?" And then the wife listened to him and she said, "Yes, yes, the king is right. You didn't really understand this love." Oh my God, when the wife says that, oh, you can be guaranteed. If the wife tells you are ignorant, my God, the anger will hit the roof like crazy. You will throw everything. "Hey, you stupid woman, you are the only one cooking at home. What the hell you know about Sanskritam and knowledge and all of that stuff? How dare you tell me?" And then she very calmly said, "Look, sir, please reflect on it. Please think about it. The king is right. You did not understand this shloka." And then he was little bit uh, calmed down. And then the wife says, "With what intention have you gone to the king? You went to the king to do the pravachanam because you will get some money from the king. Have you done that with unselfishness? Are you doing all these activities, spiritual activities, without any self centeredness? In name and fame and money and charity and building this, building that, all of that stuff in your name and taking money from. Why all this hangama? Why all this hangama? If you surrendered to God, He will take care of it. And you should have sat at home and understood this shloka. Yoga kshemam vahamyaham. I will bear your burden. Meedhastokaya tanajaya mridaya. I will take care of your progeny, your children, everybody, and make them happy. And then he said, "Yes, I did go to the king in order to earn some money. And that was the intention with which I went. But I did not really surrender to God and said, 'Oh God, you take care of me.' And if I had done that, then the man finally, you see, the wife is the greatest teacher. Huh? Don't ignore her. Mm. Now all the men are hurt, their egos are hurt. The best coach you have at home is the wife only, because she is the one that constantly points out your mistakes all the time. And that's a great blessing, talking with experience. Okay. Talking with experience. For Tulsi Das, the greatest teacher was his wife. Tulsi that instantly realized Rama's love because of his wife. Purandar Das realized who God is because he was such a miser. He was a businessman, atrociously miser. You see, the rich people are atrociously miserly people. The more they get, the more they want to hold back. The more they get, it is natural, because you want to accumulate more. Okay, how? And even in the giving, you are looking at it melts my heart when I come across devotees, young and old and whatever, the love they have for Swami. It's so inspiring. It's amazing to experience that love. And it is also incredibly surprising sometimes that how you hold on to this thing and never let your heart open. Hmm. Open the heart. So that's the meaning essence of this beautiful mantra. And then the next day, the Pandit didn't show up. The king inquires, hey, where is the Pandit? He didn't show up to give the next part two of the lecture. And then says, sir, he's sitting at home. He doesn't want to come out. And then the king himself then goes to this is the story in Gita Vahini. That's the study circle today after the Mahanyasam class. And then the king sends the word, and then he himself goes to the Pandit, and then he does prostration at him and says, now you understand the mantra. When God is saying, the one who is constantly contemplating on me, ananyas chintayanto mam, ye janah pari upasate. You see, pari, another word, pari, upasate, paryupasate, ta esham nitya abhiyuktanam yoga kshemam vahamyaham. What is yoga? What is kshema? Every beautiful. I don't want to sound like a pandit now giving a lecture. With experience, you will know. God will take care. God will protect you. Kshema is protection, and God will also take you back to Himself. Yoga to reunite. How does that happen? That union cannot. If you mix oil and water, they won't mix. You have to mix only water and water. Liquid and liquid will merge. Fire and fire will merge. Two different elements will not merge. And therefore, what happens is, until all your evil intentions, until all your perversions about self centeredness are destroyed, and now those are the interferences with the media to merge for yoga. And when that happens, instantaneously yoga will happen. You have, through giving and forgiving, you have allowed your divinity to expand. You have destroyed every other intention of self-centeredness, and then you merge with him. He takes care of midvaha tokaya thanayaya mrudaya. Midvaha means the one who showers infinite grace upon you, and that infinite grace happens. Everybody, toka means mana tokalu tanayulu. Toka means tail in Telugu. Toka means tail in Telugu. All your tails, everything will drop off. Toka padipotundi. Okay. means you get detached. Why you get detached? Detached means now you are, until then you are attached. After that you are connected. If you understood those two words, that's enough. Until that, until that point you are attached. After that point you are connected. Because now suddenly people will have all these questions. You, what are you saying, sir? What will happen to all my mortgage? What happens to all my duties, responsibilities, my children, my parents-in-law, my that-in-law, this-in-law? What happens to all of them? They won't go anywhere. Hello. Don't be so happy about it. They won't go anywhere. But you will now start performing those things in a different attitude and aptitude and awareness, in connection and in love, through giving and forgiving. Jai Sai Ram. So, what is the time now? Oh my God, this entire shloka took 1 hour. This mantra took 1 hour. Hmm. What is the point of rushing? And when you understand this mantra, every time you say uh, every time you chant, you will have a different experience, different connectivity. Chant that the next. So this rook is about love in giving and forgiving, and that giving is maghavadbhyaha, forgiving is midvaha, sthira means still, you become still, and then avatanushva, you untie your bowstring. See how symbolic everything now, everything that we are talking about. First, what happens? Rudrasya hetihi. What is the weapon of Rudra? Huh? What is the weapon of Rudra? Rudrasya hetihi can also be interpreted as hetu, heti is because of Rudra. See, there are two ways of chanting these mantras. The first aspect of chanting the mantras is in fear. Oh, God's anger is going to destroy me and destroy everything, and now you are doing this with fear for God. That's called religion. But then there is the other aspect. The same mantras, when you are looking at it internally, you are saying that because of this core, the Rudrasya Hetihi, all peripheral stuff that exists in my surroundings, as in the little I and what belongs to mine, that has been accumulated with all kinds of misplaced intentions and perversions that actually do not belong to me. May those be completely eliminated. And when those are eliminated, you see the mind is now untied from the string. It's not attached anymore. The bow, the string is untied. Avatanushva. And when it is untied, then you become still. Now you are becoming more completely present. And in that complete presence, you are with your mind untied. You become Midvaha, the giver. Midvaha means the showerer of grace. Midvaha means the one who gives. Avatanushva, sthira, maghavadbhyaha, giving begins. Midvaha, forgiving begins. And then what happens is, tokaya tanayaya mridaya. Everything else will be taken care and you will be happy. Jai Sai Ram. Yadakshara pada brashtam. Om. What mana birthday? Chant Yadakshara pada brashtam.
यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं तु यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देव नारायण नमोऽस्तु ते। विसर्गबिन्दुमात्राणि पदपादाक्षराणि च न्यूनानि चातिरिक्तानि क्षमस्व साईश्वर। अपराधसहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हरिनिशं मया दासोऽयमिति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व साईश्वर। अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मात् कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष रक्ष साईश्वर। हरिः ओम् तत्सत् श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु। स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीमहीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की
Jai.
Jai. Okay, are there any questions? 5 minutes. Yes, Sairam. Oh, you thought you want to say Sairam and leave. That's okay. I thought you want to question. Chandraksha. Question లేకపోతే ఊరికే Sairam bye bye. Okay, no questions? Seriously? No questions? With all that, no questions? You're all completely realized? All of this is concept. All of this stays as a concept unless you do the practice. And now this, it's not that you, even for doing that practice also, you need the grace of the Bhagwan. And to do that, you have to open your heart, place your head on his feet, and hold the feet with your hands. Ananyas chintayantoma means that. Ananyah chintayanto mam. The one who has completely, means all those things are channeled to me. Then the immediate question what comes? If I'm doing all that stuff, how can I live? How can I do my job? How can, yeah, right? చెప్పండి అదే విషయం అదే కదా ఇదే కాన్సెప్ట్ ఈజ్ బ్యూటిఫుల్ సార్ లవ్లీ కాన్సెప్ట్ and what the pandit was doing before the king was explaining the concept, but he had zero practice, and therefore the king said you didn't understand this shloka. Huh? Because the king knows, why would somebody come and talk about Gita in front of a king? Huh? To transform the king, for getting money only. If the man has really if you really have no intention of any selfishness, right, and that has to show in your actions. You don't write books and put your name, and that book is all about Rudram. Who in the hell? What doesn't belong to you? How can you claim credit? And suddenly you turn into some teacher, some transformer, all of that stuff. Nothing like that. Get rid of all of that stuff. It's total waste of time. Don't run around attracting people, giving them mantras, collecting money, building ashrams. And in the name of I asked the Sadguru, the Sadguru, what's his name? That's in Coimbatore. Very openly.
Vasudev.
Vasudev, yeah. Somebody asked him, sir, you have to pay him money to go do volunteering also. And then he was asked the question, where is all this money? I take money from all the rich people and then I give it to the poor people. I heard that and immediately the thought came in my mind, that's exactly what Naxalites do. So you are a spiritual Naxalite. Huh? Take money from rich people and give it to poor people. Who are you to take and give? So anyway, I please, don't think that I'm criticizing some guru or anything. I'm not. It's about really about that awareness, and then all of that maya, that peripheral thing, the I and the mind, for a spiritual person is actually much bigger. It's a spiritual ahankara is so difficult to get destroyed because the spiritual ahankara tells I already know. I already. That's what the Pandit was doing. It's a beautiful parable by Swami. Incredibly powerful. I already know. I know every single syllable in this month shloka. I know 700 shlokas by heart, up, down the valley. You can ask me. I can tell you what shloka it is. A shloka without knowing the loka is a shoka. Uh, see, shloka, 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 without understanding what it is asking you to look in loka, right? Loka means to see. Alok, lok, look, look, from lok, look, alok, all are same. So that loka, if you take the L out of the shloka, that means take the L loka out, it becomes a shoka. It's like shoka means sadness. What is this sadness about? I don't have money. If I talk for 2 hours, this king will give me some money. That is his shoka. He didn't understand the shloka because he was in shoka. Huh? The rest of the exposition doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. So that is the real quest of these mantras. May Bhagavan bless us with the steadiness in this study. Jai Sai Ram. Okay, we get
Anna,
question. Yes, ma, Sai
yeah.
Rama.
So this word
Before
parishechanam.
before before you,
Uh,
Sirisha raised hand. Yes, ma. What?
So if somebody gives, why Swami is protecting these tokas and tanayas and progeny? If somebody gives, it's his thing, right?
Ah, so the question is, why is God protecting all my progeny and everything when somebody is gives? That's the question, right?
Mm.
Because giving is His quality. Now you are living Him. ముందాక చెప్పాను కదా, అడిగినా ఇవ్వనివాడు దానవుడు, అడిగితే ఇచ్చేవాడు మానవుడు, అడగకుండా ఇచ్చేవాడు దేవుడు. So when God is giving without you asking for anything, that means when you start giving and you are forgiving, you are becoming closer to Him. And therefore, when you see somebody who looks like you, talks like you, and everything, you become naturally more affectionate towards them. And then you take care of them, isn't it? In the worldly sense, meedi tenale, madi tenale. Oh, very good. Then that's how it starts like that. Then you become buddy. We speak both language. You go to some Italy, someplace. Suddenly you notice somebody speaking Telugu. Suddenly you become very close with them. You don't know the fellow from Adam. Why? Because he spoke the same language. God also looks at you and say, hey, he's walking like me, he's talking like me, he's acting like me, he's giving like me, he's forgiving like me. Then I become more close. Then I become more close. When I become more close, ఓ మీరు ఏ హోటల్లో ఉంటున్నారు, అక్కడ ఇండియా ఫుడ్ ఉందా, లేదు కదా, నేను పులిహోర చేసి మీకు ఇస్తాను తినండి. నాకు తెలుసు నువ్వు ఎట్లా ఆలోచిస్తావు, నేను అట్లాగే చెప్తున్నా. సో జస్ట్ లైక్ హౌ యూ థింక్, యువర్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ కైండ్నెస్, you say, oh, where are you eating, what kind of food? In Italy food is so bad, no, I brought some pulihora podi and some rice, I will cook and I will give it to you. Why you are giving to that person? Only because he was talking Telugu. Abba. And if you suddenly became so close in Italy with a fellow you don't even know from Adam, just because they spoke Telugu, is the example connecting with you? uh, God also looks at, array, from suddenly from a human being, he is exhibiting godly qualities, godly behavior. let me now take care of him. Arey, you don't worry about food for today. I will cook and give it to you. That means what? తోకాయ తనయాయ వాడి సంతానానికి కూడా నువ్వే ఫుడ్ పెట్టావు. సో వాడే కాదు వాడి నో ఐఎమ్ నాట్ అలోన్ అండి, ఐ హ్యావ్ ఫ్యామిలీ. ఓ యూ హ్యావ్ ఫ్యామిలీ, ఓకే, ఐ విల్ కుక్ మోర్ పులిహోర అండ్ గివ్ ఇట్ టు యూ.
But
సాయిరా.
we give non-Telugu people also, no?
No,
Why Telugu?
okay. I'm not denying your love for all. That is good. But generally speaking, Telugu people, we are more happy. Jai Sairam. Okay. Any, it's Chandrasekhar, your question, Sairam?
No, Anna, this word called parishechanam, right, that we do before taking
Uh,
food.
uh,
That word pari, that also we take water and do 3 times. Uh, so that is to, just like what you explained now. It is
yeah.
to uh,
Shechanam means just sprinkling water. Parishechanam means going around the plate. That is what it means. Parivrunaktu means may it go around me. Vrunaktu means going around. Parivrunaktu means going around me. That is what is the meaning in this mantra. Pari is added in different ways. It is added an adjective. An adjective is added to what in the context of grammar. Now you see, now grammar also becomes spiritual. Why is an adjective added to a verb? Why is it added? What is an adjective? Arey, miranta English, none of you guys
Describe the
learned it.
noun.
To
Describe the noun.
not to describe the noun, to actually add more meaningfulness or to add something more to the verb. Vrunaktu is going around. Vrunaktu is going. Parivrunaktu means going around. Shechanam means to sprinkle. Parishechanam means to sprinkle the water around the food. Prashna means question. Pariprashna means to ask the question that is going inside. Like that. So you have to understand mean of how that adjective is added based on the context of where it is added. That is the understanding of it. Yes. Parishechanam. Yes. Okay. Good.
Sir,
Ma.
one,
Yes. See Vidya.
I have a clarification. So when you say that, Danavas, Manavas, and, divine qualities, so many times everybody has done all these qualities nowadays, right? Because of the yuga we are in. So when someone asks us, then we change from our Danava qualities and become Manava qualities, right? We come down and say, okay, I should give. And then slowly with that habit, we start giving without even asking, right? So that transformation starts happening when people make us understand that you are supposed to be giving, like you say that your nature is to give. So that so to create that kind of a symbiotic relationship between a person who's giving gyan, right, like lectures and knowledge and other things, if they don't ask and make us remember and make us realize that we have to be giving, without them asking, we will end up never giving, right? We will only be taking.
Yeah. That's what's called Swami's colleges.
So in a
Yeah.
way,
How
good.
how many how many thousands of students Bhagavan has simply given this education without taking a single penny. But God will never ask. Swami has never asked. Now you ask the question: how did Swami build all this? How is all getting sustained without Swami even asking? You have to ask the question. You are pointing the other side of it. If they don't ask, how will they give? Right? But you take the example of Swami. Has Swami ever put a board, sponsor a coconut for $1,000, $100, Kalasham 3,000, Maha sponsor $8,000. Has anything ever happened like that in Puttaparthi? But still, how did all that magnificent giving and forgiving is happening for almost now a century since Avatar has descended? How is that happening? Because at some point your mind will have to ask, how am I showing my gratitude for all this is happening? And that spark will come only with His grace. And that grace is not by asking, it is helping to see yourself clearly. That's what the divinity actually does. It simply reflects. You stand in front of Swami, and then immediately your heart will reflect, Arey Swami, what is it that I can really give you for all what you have given? And then God is saying, I gave you time, I gave you energy, you have a heart, you have a head, you have the hands, some small percentage. Just go think about it. That's how you sign up for one service project. Let me, this, at least this Sunday, let me go do some sandwiches. You feel happy after that. You feel so happy. When this giving happens, naturally happiness will come. And then when that naturally that happiness comes, oh, it is my time and my energy I gave. But is that it? How is this place running, by the way? I'm curious. How is all this running? I don't see a donation box here. I don't see anything here. How is all this happening? You become more curious. And then you go ask somebody in the bookstore in Puttaparthi. I'm just giving an example, sir. How is this happening? Oh, you can go to State Bank, and if you wish, you can actually write a challan, put a challan in for a medical project, whatever you wish to do. And then suddenly the heart will open, not just the head and the hands. The heart will open. And the heart, when it opens, the joy you get is even much more, because the hardest thing to give is money. Why? Because you think it belongs to you the most. This talk is and then the incredible thing I was explaining even on Thursday. राघवे सागराता पाषाण तारीले तैसे तुकोबाचे abhang rakshile. Arati Sai Baba. When you're singing these artis to Sai Baba, how did a bridge get built? You think Rama didn't have the capacity to shoot an arrow and simply kill Ravana? If he had the ability to take a blade of grass and make it a Brahmastra and release it on a crow who tried to hurt Mother Sita, have you ever reflected on this? Mother Sita was hurt by a crow. And then he woke up because drops fell on him. And then he said, hey, what's happening? What is this blood from? And then he noticed this crow was hitting Mother Sita. He just took a blade of grass and released Brahmastra. And that Sita was abducted by Ravana, sitting somewhere else. You think he could not have released a Brahmastra to go kill that guy? Why did he have to give opportunity to all these monkeys, bears, and all these things? And then, if you are a big monkey, you will carry a big rock and put it for the bridge. Small monkeys could not lift the rock. Hanuman went and wrote Sri Ram, and he said, say Sri Ram and you will lift it. And the small monkey was, oh really, this is so incredible. And the monkey said Sri Ram, and he lifted a big boulder and put it for the bridge. And this little squirrel was saying, my God, look at these monkeys. They are carrying big boulders to build the bridge for Rama. What can I do? How can I help? How can I help? Automatically that should come. It's not God by asking. Rama did not say, hey, all of you, I am building a bridge. Without your help, this is not possible. Let me now post a survey monkey to see how many people can. This is survey monkey means, monkey surveying all the monkeys. Which monkey can come and help? And then survey monkey, let me post on survey monkey. Are you available morning 8 o'clock? Please show your hand. And then the monkey, the poll will say 50 monkeys will say yes, 50 will say no, project is cancelled. What kind of stupidity we live in? When it is God's work, you don't take polls, you just do it. Should I have the bhajan or not have bhajan? Oh, because the bhajan is not for Swami. The bhajan is for people, you see. That's the difference. How many people will come based on that we will do bhajan or not. Otherwise, only Shekharji will be singing and that will be horrible. How many times I have to hear the same Shekharji over and over again. Sairam, what I am saying, Ma, is Rama did not inspire people to go lift the boulders. It is the monkeys that got inspired, seeing other monkeys. And looking at that, even a squirrel said, Are, this is so incredible. I have to do something. So it went and it wetted itself, tumbled in the sand, went and sprinkled the sand on the bridge. Rama was looking at that and said, Oh, you little fellow, how much compassion you have to give to God. Come here. And then he did like this. And therefore, only the squirrels in India have the 3 lines on their back. The rest of them are fat and hanging around on my window right now, making noise. Squirrels everywhere in the world, they don't have the 3 stripes of God, only in India. Because the entire Midvastokaya Tanayaya Mrudaya, that grace of God was carried out by the entire squirrel generations, only in India. Jai Sai Ram. Now I can give this lecture like this, but it has to come to practice. Okay, Sai Ram. Okay, Sai Ram, what is that? That's an adverb. Adverb, adjective. Adverb. Okay, paritveshasya, you are right. It's an adverb, additional verb. But it's not an additional verb in this case. Pari is not a verb. Pari is an adjective. Okay? Sairama, Prabhakara, Pari is not a adverb. What's the difference between adverb and adjective?
The adverb adds a quality to the verb, which is the action, and adjective adds quality to the noun.
Here we are, that's action that you're describing, right?
Oh, yes. So it is an adverb. Yes, correct. It's not to the noun, it is to the verb. Okay, Sairam. Thank you for correcting my grammar. Sairam. I appreciate it. Yes, Sairam. Jai Bolo. जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की
Jai.
Sandhya Vandanam class, please stay on the Zoom.